Hey y'all. Um, Back at it again with another video. I can't believe I have to make this video. I'm not finna even act like I'm happy because I'm not. Um, I'm angry. I am furious. I am sad. I'm hurt. And the list goes on. Now, we all know what's going on. We all know the situation that happened a few days ago. Everybody's talking about it. Pretty sure everybody has heard about it. If you haven't, where the fuck do you live? Cause do you live under a rock? Cause this shit been popping off. It been popping off like it's crazy. So basically, a man by the name of George Floyd was murdered once again by a white cop. Murdered by a white cop. So the whole situation happened outside in front of other people. And this white cop had his knee on the neck of the guy being arrested, right? And this guy is screaming for help. He needs water. He can't breathe. All that. Now, I thought police officers are supposed to help when you need help. So the fact that this guy is screaming for help, like he can't breathe, he needs water and all that, and the fact that they did not help him even after he was unconscious, this man still had his knee on the guy's neck. Still, like he was not resisting at all. So I don't know what was the reason. It's like, no. I'm trying to make this video, like I'm a happy person, and the fact that I am sad just doesn't sit right with me. I try to make basically jokes out of stuff so that I can be happy, but today, this is even yesterday. First of all, let me finish whatever I was saying. So the guy wasn't resisting, and apparently the video shows, well, that the one popular video shows one cop, the guy that had his knee on George's neck. It shows that and another Asian cop standing, trying to, keep people back. It shows those two. But from another angle, it shows two other cops with that other white cop. So it's three of them on the guy. Two on his, I guess, his bottom part of his body, and the white guy was on his neck. So it's four of them, and none of them helped. And mind you, the person who was recording this video was telling the cops to stop. There was other people telling the cops to stop, and then in one part of the video, a guy comes from the store, the store that George was in when they called the cops, comes from the store and says, he's probably ODing because apparently he was on drugs or whatever, and yeah, something like that. And he's basically defending the cops, saying that he's probably ODing. The cop is not killing him, but the drugs are. Basically, what he's saying. And I'm just like, well, one of the guys that was there, he's like, where did you come from? Like, why are you trying to? Doesn't make sense. So, before all of this, yesterday, like, I knew the situation happened, but like yesterday, it really like hit me. And like, I woke up and I just, cause you know people, you just wake up and like you lay in bed and you just scroll on your phone. I'm scrolling through my phone and I see all these videos, all these hate crimes, all these past police murdering, and it's not police brutality, it's police murdering, cause they are murdering us. It's not no fucking brutality, because they're not just hurting us, but they're killing us. And I woke up, I have some screenshots of pictures, videos, things that really hit me, you know. And I woke up yesterday morning, I was scrolling through, and it's just like I was hurt, like seeing everything. I cried a couple times, stayed in my bed probably for the longest before I even got up. But anyways, this is what I wrote. This is from my Snapchat. This is what I wrote after I was done scrolling. Well, I wasn't. I was scrolling the whole day. Honestly, I was just on Instagram, on Snapchat, looking at other things people have to say. But I stopped around that time, and I'm trying to get up, but I just needed to get shit off my chest. And I wrote, I woke up this morning scrolling through my timeline and got angry from seeing my brothers and sisters angry from all the hatred that has been brought to us for years. The blunt racism in the US is becoming a trend and is sickening. Have y'all noticed when Obama was the president? Yes, there was still some racist situations going on, but it was very low key. But as soon as Trump became president and started bluntly being racist on TV to different colored people, now these motherfuckers think it's okay to do whatever they want because their president is doing it. So what's the problem, right? I know y'all seen that. Like, I know y'all seen that. Where I start? Oh, we need to get that yellow, ugly hair, disgusting, musty piece of shit out of the chair. Do you know how many colored people are in this country? We make this country. If we all come together and unite, vote for the right person. I'm gonna get to that. Like, vote for the right person. Protest against white cops and racist white people in general who just get a slap on the wrist for murdering our people, etc. We as one can do big things. I'm tired of living in this country and in fear and having anxiety anytime I see cops in neighborhoods I'm not supposed to be in, and when my black family and friends are out minding their business. I said other stuff, but it's a lot of cursing in here, so we gonna keep that out of the way. But before the situation of George Floyd being murdered happened, anytime I would be in a car with my siblings, what was my dad doing in the backyard? Yeah, I would be in the car with either my siblings or anybody else. I just, like, they'll be driving, and then as soon as I see cops behind us or to the side, I just feel obligated. Like, I get anxiety. Like, I start to look in the rearview mirrors. I just keep looking and looking until they're gone, and I feel obligated to tell the driver, whoever is in the driver's seat, that the cops are either behind us or to the right of us or to the left of us. And I should not be feeling that way anytime I'm going somewhere. Like, I should be able to live in my own skin and have my black hair and just live life without being worried about if me or somebody that I know is going to get killed by the police. And during those times, and when I would, especially with my siblings, anytime I would warn them that the cops are behind us, they would like laugh and say, "Why do you get like so tight that, you know, or like worried when you see cops?" They would just be laughing, and I'm just like, although I haven't personally experienced racism, but seeing things online and seeing the cops or racist white people killing innocent black people when they haven't done anything, that shit is traumatizing. And when I see those things, it can happen to anybody. I have a lot of black friends. My whole family is black. Like, it feels like this shit can happen to anybody. So I don't know, it don't sit right with me. It can happen to anybody. That's why I worry so much. And they would just be laughing like, "Oh, why do you, if you don't panic, then there's no reason for them to be suspicious of you." That's what they would say. And I'm just like, these cops was just like, they're not worried about you being suspicious or anything, because you could be a well-mannered black queen or king, minding your business, with a degree, have a job. Just because your skin looks like this and your hair looks like this, they will stop you and do whatever the fuck they want because you're not their color. Because their color is so rich and privileged and all those words, and they would just stop you and find a reason to kill you. They're like itching to pull out their weapons and kill you. And I say itching because, you know, people on drugs, when they don't get their drugs, they be scratching, you know, they want the fucking drugs. That's how the cops be itching to pull out their guns and kill you, find a reason to kill you. And it just don't make no sense. And another thing, like, I've been seeing all these celebrities. And first of all, let me get to the voting. Let me explain voting. Now, the reason why I brought up voting and whatever I just said is because, like I said, when Obama was in chair, it was happening. It was happening, but it was very low key, like I said. Very low key. Like, it's like they were in hiding and didn't want to come out because, like, someone didn't promote it. Someone didn't promote racism or killing black people. So they were like very low key with it. It will happen like once in a blue moon. I mean, it wasn't that much. But as soon as Donald Trump came in chair, this man started going on TV, being racist, all that other stuff. Now they feel like, oh, we have a leader. We have a leader that does this. Now we can come out of hiding and we can do this. We can kill black people. We can be racist. We can racially profile them when they're riding on their bikes, exercising, walking in the park. We could say, oh my God, that's a black person. Look at their hair. They're here to harass us. They're here to kill us. Did y'all see that video of the white lady literally choking her dog? Holding the dog by its collar in the air while she's on the phone. Calling the cops on a black man who told her to put her leash on the dog. And she's calling the cops. She's like choking the dog, calling the cops and saying, oh, first of all, the lady walked towards the guy. The guy was on the sidewalk. She was on the grass. She walked towards him, tried to take his phone or whatever, or slap whatever. And then she's like, you're harassing me, you're harassing me, blah, blah, blah. Then she walks back on the grass, pick up the phone. She's still choking the dog. The dog is struggling, like moving all around, trying to get out of her hands, screaming. And then she's on the phone. I ain't see no good acting before like she acted. She was on the grass, started yelling and crying, saying, this guy is harassing me. I need you to come right now. Like, she started acting on the phone. I have a black man right here, and he's harassing me. That man ain't touch you not once. In the video, he did not say nothing to you, but put your leash on your dog. This woman was walking with her dog with no leash on in a park that says, have your leash on your dog. She calls the cop and she's complaining that a black man is harassing her. Okay, Karen. Okay. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Trump doing all these things. He's promoting all this racism bluntly, like, oh my God. So these people feel as though it's okay to do it. And voting to get him out of the chair is very necessary. It is a very big part of this whole situation. It's a big part. There's different parts. There's a lot to do to get this thing to blow over and stop. Like, this whole system is rigged against us. It's rigged. So there's different parts, but voting is a big part. And for you black people who are of age of voting but don't go vote, you are part of the fucking problem. You are part of the problem, and you should check yourself. You should not, if you're out here vouching for George Floyd and all the black people who have been killed by the white policemen, and you didn't vote, or you feel as though you don't have to vote or whatever, like, you're part of the problem. If you didn't vote, you will be part of the problem when the next voting thing come and you don't vote. You will be part of the problem. You are part of those white people. You are part of those racist white people who are killing us. You are part of them. So don't be sitting here posting all these things and you want to be woke or whatever. You're protesting and you haven't voted, sir, ma'am. You are part of the problem, period. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. But basically, right. So about the protesting, people are in Minneapolis going in. They're going in, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Back then, I wasn't with the whole violent rioting, looting. I wasn't with that. I didn't agree with it at all. But doing all those things, all the peaceful protests, we have not been heard. We have not been heard. And it's time that we switch our ways. And I don't blame none of those people who are doing whatever they're doing in Minneapolis because of this situation. I don't, like, I don't got no problem with it. I don't blame them. Because what do you expect? We do peaceful protests, and that's going to bring me into my next point. We do peaceful protests. You do not hear us. You don't change nothing about this system against us. So we're going to retaliate. We're angry. We want to take it out. So we're going to take it out on y'all. We're going to take it out on these businesses that support y'all. That brings me to my next point. A few months ago, I don't know which month, what day or whatever what day it happened, but I remember these white people was rioting and protesting violently. Where was it? Hold on. I have a video. Summer Walker posted this, by the way. I'm going to be sharing posts from like celebrities who posted stuff, or the Shade Room. That's where I mostly got my tweets or information from, basically. Summer Walker posted a video of this protest or whatever, white people protesting, right? And in this video, it says, in this video, basically, right, you know how the cops stand in the line, the basic shit, and you're standing and these white people are like all up in their faces, breath stink, everything all up in their faces, screaming, and all they're doing is, oh my god, back off, back off, back up, back up, and they're not backing up. First of all, on top of the video, let me read what it says. It says there was no tear gas, no stun grenades, no rubber bullets in Sacramento. It happened in Sacramento, the protest. Earlier this month, no use of force was used on demonstrators. Now explain to me, what was the difference of that protest with a whole bunch of white people and this protest with a whole bunch of black people? Well, mostly black people. What's the difference? That protest was mostly white people. They were all up in there in the cops' faces, and all they did was, oh my god, back off, back off. That's all they did. My leg is falling asleep. That's all they did. No weapons, nothing. They were empty-handed. Empty-handed, nothing. And first of all, the white people was mad close to them. I'm telling you, like, I wish I could show y'all this video. I don't know, like, how to put a screen right here and put a screen right here with editing, but I wish I could show you this video. And I mean, just go on YouTube and look it up. Look up the protest that happened in Sacramento a couple months ago. I'm sure it will pop up. These are the cops standing like this. The white people right here in their faces. Right here. But this protest with a whole bunch of black people. These niggas got tear gas. They got rubber bullets. They got everything. When these people, when the cops are right here, and the black people are right here. Okay. Okay. If that doesn't make sense to you, you're sick and you're crazy. Because this is very obvious that we get treated differently than white people. We're a threat to them, and white people are not. Like, white people, all they do is good things, and they don't do all this violent shit. But we do, just because it's just stereotyping all of us all in one group. I'm not saying that we don't have, black people don't, I'm not saying that black people don't have their bad part. And there are some black people who are violent and do black on black crimes. That's another topic. That's another topic for another day. That should not come up all the time when people talk about Black Lives Matter, or when people talk about white people, white cops, racist white cops killing black people. That should not come up. Let me dare hear somebody say, oh, but you guys need to fix black on black crime before coming to the white cops. Y'all are the problem. So we need to fix that first before you come to the racist white cops. Let me hear a bitch say that. Let me hear that shit. What I just said, hold on. I'm bringing something up. This was, a black person said this too. Hold on. Let me pull it up. So this guy, right? He's famous. He's from a Hulu show. I forgot what it's called, but his name is Shameik Moore. And this guy, he was basically tweeting on Twitter and talking about the whole protest situation and how that's not the way to act. And surprisingly, I've seen a couple black celebrities saying that they have a problem with how we are protesting, and I will come back to that. But for now, we're talking about Shameik Moore, the guy from a Hulu show. He was basically talking about the protests, and he was saying that this is not the right way to go. We need to fix our ways first. We need to fix black on black crimes and all of that. And then the thing that really sat with me was he said, no one asked for my opinion. There was a couple of tweets, but this is a part of it that I screenshotted that really sat with me. And it says, no one asked for my opinion, but it's 2020, not 1945. Meaning, I'm more focused on black futures than black history. I personally refuse to feel like a victim. I refuse to have a slave mentality. I do not fear for my life because I know how to carry myself in tough situations. Bitch. You did not just say that. You did not just say that. Like, what? You do not fear your life because you know how to carry yourself? Are you stupid? Are you stupid? You must be stupid to even say that. Like, you wasn't thinking when you said that. Like, it doesn't make no sense. What do you mean? It's people out here. I'm pretty sure maybe he hasn't experienced racism, or he haven't had anybody from his family experience that, or he's not educated enough on the situations. Like, I don't understand why you would say that and you're black, because it's people out here who got killed. White cops who knew how to carry themselves, but they still got killed. So explain that to me. I don't know a specific name, I don't know a specific person, but I'm pretty sure there was a decent black human being who minding their business with a degree. It doesn't have to have a degree, but like you can know how to carry yourself without no degree or anything. But I'm pretty sure there was somebody that got killed and knew how to carry themselves. So what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? You know how to carry yourself. I'm pretty sure A$AP Rocky said this before too, or he felt like this before too. I don't remember, but until he experienced it himself, like the racism, until he experienced it himself, he changed his mind about it. So I'm pretty sure this man, he doesn't know what he's talking about, and he's just blabbling. Like, if you don't know what you're talking about, shut up. Shut up. Don't say it, because you're going to sound dumb, and people are going to go against you. Like, just shut up. If you don't know what to say, shut the hell up. I just don't understand. A couple people had a problem. A couple of celebrities had a problem with this too. The way we're protesting. I think Wiz Khalifa had a problem. He said, "Don't fight hate with hate. Take actions, but do it with love." Bitch, shut up. That's all I got to say with that. And then I think Waka Flocka. Hold on, let me find whatever he said. Oh, I didn't screenshot whatever he said, but I don't remember what he said, and I didn't screenshot it, but I screenshotted a comment to whatever he said. I think he was just basically saying we're not going by it the right way. And somebody in the comments said, what they say? Oh, they said white people. Well, it's two comments that I wanted to read. One of them was, white people burned down black businesses, churches, and towns, but y'all steady whining about Target as if a man wasn't killed on a camera. Really? Like, really? These white people burning all these shit down. Where was y'all? Where was y'all protecting us? black people saying that, you know, going against what they're doing. Well, where was y'all? Did y'all say anything about that when the white people was burning down the churches and towns and all of that? Did y'all say anything? If y'all didn't say anything then, don't say shit now. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. And then another one was, he rich, we regular, fuck his opinion. Niggas gotta get rich and forget what it's like down here in the real world. Now, I don't agree with the saying he rich, we regular, because rich or poor, we all got the same skin color, hair type. Well, not the same hair type, but we got different hair types, but we got the same type of hair, you know? Did that make sense? Okay, let me just shut up. But anyways, I don't agree with that. But the part that says niggas get rich and forget what it's like down here in the real world, kind of agree with that, because they get rich, they go up in the hills, up in these disclosed as communities, and they might not experience the same thing we do as middle class and I don't want to say poor, but you know what I'm trying to say, us who live in these small communities and low income families, basically low middle class, all of that good stuff. They might not experience the same thing as we do, because they're up there, and as soon as people or cops see that they're famous, they just, I don't know, I guess they don't react the same. But yeah, that's what I got to say about that Waka Flocka, whatever he said. And I got a couple more things that oh, let's talk about the president, the yellow-headed motherfucker. Let's talk about him. So, about that protest that I was talking about just now, the white protest and the protest that's happening right now in Minneapolis, there's 2 tweets from, what we gonna call him? Just keep that yellow-haired motherfucker. Anyways, there's 2 tweets from him from different days. One towards the protest that happened in Sacramento with mostly white people, and one from recently, the protest that's happening now. I'm gonna read the one that's towards the white people. It says, the governor of Michigan should give a little and put out the fire. Bro, I told y'all they was burning shit down? Okay. And put out the fire, right? He's telling the mayor to put out the fire. Then he says, these are very good people, but they are angry. Okay. They want their lives back. Okay, but we don't, right? Okay. Safety, see them, talk to them, make a deal. Hey, yeah. That your president did. That the people, that the man y'all put in the chair, he ain't saying that. These white people were burning shit down, burning our black businesses, burning churches, burning our towns, everything. This man got up on Twitter and said, these are good people, make a deal with them, cut the fires off and make a deal with them. The funny part is, when was this posted? I don't know what day it was posted, but oh, it says it right here. May 29th. So wait. Oh, somebody shared it on May 29th. I don't know if it was May 29th, but it was towards this recent protest. So basically, he tweeted, "These thugs," in quotation, because he said these thugs are dishonoring the memory of George Floyd, and I won't let that happen. Just spoke to Governor Tim Walz and told him that the military is with him and all the way. Any difficulty and we will assume control, but when the looting starts, the shooting starts. Thank you. Let's sit on that and evaluate that for a second. I'll give y'all a second. You done? Okay. This shit is not funny, but it's funny. You serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? What's the difference? What was the reason of posting that? What's the difference? The difference is, let me answer that. The difference is it's the skin color. It's the skin color. That's the difference. He's supporting white people for burning places down and telling that their mayor, the mayor of Sacramento, to make a deal with them. But when it's us, we're thugs, we're dishonoring George Floyd, we're and then the best part was when the looting starts, the shooting starts. I cannot believe a president who is supposed to help the country and the people of this country basically said he will shoot and kill people because they're protesting in a violent way. Not only people, black people, colored people. This shit is not fair at all. This system was not made for us. It will never be for us. Either way, we protest peacefully, violently. The system they will keep hating on us. The system will never be for us. And it's sad. It's very sad. And the thing is, I feel like it's only happening in the United States. Don't get me wrong. Like I don't know if it's being broadcasted like on the news or anything that it's happening in other countries, but I know for sure when I was 5 years old and I left the United States and went to Africa, none of this, I never experienced or seen any racist situations happening over there. And until I came over here, I started to see all this stuff. And maybe because Africa is not that many white people, so that's why I didn't experience none of that. But it just feels like this country It's going into shambles. It's been going to shambles. This country, I be telling people I don't want to live here. I don't, cause why should you live somewhere where you feel fear? Why should you live somewhere where you're not accepted for your skin color or your hair type? And I've been saying this. I don't know if it will happen. I don't know if I will be. I don't know if it will happen. Let's just leave it at that. But I'm planning or want to leave this country and go live in Canada. I will not live here. I might live here for a couple years, but eventually I'm leaving. And I would not dare bring my kid into this country. I hope God helps me leave, but I don't want to have a kid in this country. I don't want to have a kid growing up in this country. I grew up in Africa, and it was so peaceful. There was no worries until I came to this country, came back to this country. Because when I left here from when I was 5 years old, I'm 5 years old, I don't really know what's going on. Maybe it was some racist situation going on, but I was a kid, so I didn't really know what was going on or experienced anything like that. But I left here when I was 5 years old, went to Africa, grew up there, came back, and it was just so different in a negative way. Not even positively. Yeah, they got opportunities, but what else can you say? What else do you have, huh? What else does this country offer us but opportunity? That's all we're here for. Opportunity. Once I get my opportunity, I'm going. I am gone. And I hope it happens, because I know a couple times, well, my sister is hunting for houses, and a couple times we would go with her with my parents, and they would just take her to these white neighborhoods and show her the houses, and maybe that's where she want to go live. I don't really know where she wants to live or anything, but my parents would take her to these white neighborhoods because it's quiet, and my parents don't really like noise like that, like a lot of noise or anything. But they would take her to just white neighborhoods and show her the houses, and in my head I'm just sitting down like, do you really want to move in this neighborhood? Like, all the things that's going on, they might see you and be like, oh, she don't belong in this community, let's harass her, let's harass her husband, let's harass her kids, and make them feel like they don't belong here, and call the cops and tell the cops that they were just walking around here, they don't even live here, just assuming. Like, do you really want to live in a neighborhood like that? Yes, I get you want quiet, but live in a neighborhood where it's mixed. There's black people, there's Spanish people, there's Asian, there's Indian, there's whites, mixed. Like, if I want quiet, and they're saying this because not all our lives, but a big chunk of our lives we've lived in like basically hoods. I don't want to call it hoods, but like in like city, not even city, communities that there's a lot of gun violence and a lot of trauma, a lot of, yeah, all that type of stuff. We've lived there, lived in those places, in these places for a big chunk of our lives, and that's why they want to get out, I guess. And I understand that because it's a lot of shit that be going on around here, a lot of drug dealing, all of that, and it's not a good environment to raise your kids. It's really not, and I understand where they're coming from, but I would not risk my life to live in a quiet neighborhood with a whole bunch of racist white people. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And there was this one time, I remember this one time, it was, I forgot where it was, but it was around here. Not around here, but like around here, you know? But we were looking at houses and stuff like that. Well, we was driving around the neighborhood to see, you know, if like the neighborhood is quiet or whatever. And there was these apartments, and I remember my mom looking at it, and she was like, she turned around to me, she was like, you see these places, it's a nice community, it's quiet, it's blah blah blah, you know, you should be thinking about where you want to stay. Maybe you can stay in one of these apartments or whatever, and because it's quiet and blah blah blah. And all I said was Then I went back on my phone, because it's sometimes my mom, you know, she doesn't know how to take the truth, okay? She doesn't know how to take it. And sometimes I just keep myself from saying stuff because I know it's gonna be a whole argument. Me and her getting arguments most of the time, so I try to avoid getting into arguments with her. So all I said was because the shit I was gonna say, it was definitely gonna be a brawl in our car. Okay. Anyways, yeah. And I also remember, this is off topic, but back to me being in the car with somebody and them driving and stuff like that. There was this one time, the one and only time for now, that I was stopped in a car by the cops. I wasn't driving, it was my sister driving. And they stopped the car, and police behind us, whatever. Put the sirens on, stopped the car, we stopped, came to the car, was talking. And the one thing that will always stay with me was when they stopped us and they came to the window, I put my hands on the roof of the car and froze. I could not move. I did not move until it was time for us to leave. Why should a person feel like that when somebody that's supposed to protect your life, that's supposed to protect you and help you, why should a person feel like that when that kind of person walks towards the car? No one should feel like that. I wish none of this hatred on anybody, even if I don't like them. I wish none of that on anybody. And that's how I felt when they stopped us. I could not talk. The officer was talking to me. He talked to me and I did not say shit back. I froze in the car. I don't know if my sister noticed, because in the nothing was said after that. I mean, something was said after that, but yeah, I froze. Could not move. It's like my body shut down in that position. And after we left, I had told her, because every time, my mom always told us this, anytime we get stopped in like the nighttime or like evening, never stop your car in the dark. Never stop in the dark. Go to an area where there's a lot of people and a lot of lights. Stop there. If you see darkness, keep going until you see light. Keep going until you see people. Then you stop. And I told her, because that time we got stopped, she stopped wherever the sirens came on, and where we stopped, you know, in Trenton, they like to break the street lights, and the street light was broken, so basically we was in the dark. She stopped in the dark where nobody was at but us and the cops. And I told her when we left, I was like, don't do that shit again. Don't do it again. Don't stop in the dark. Don't stop where nobody was at, because, and by that time, it was back then, well, not way too back then, I think like it was like 14, 15, something like that, 16 maybe. And by that time, I don't think the cops wore body cams by then. I think they just had cameras in their car. So anything could have happened to us. When I think about these situations, it could happen to my brother every time he goes out. Anytime he goes out, I feel obligated to go with him, because I don't want him to go alone, and then something happens with no witnesses. It could happen to my dad, even though he never goes out by himself. He always goes out with my mom. It could happen to my mom. It could happen to my sister. It could happen to my friends and people that I know. And our black kings are being targeted the most. My brother, he's a well-mannered person. You will never see him angry. You will never see him going out of line with anybody. And oh man, I gotta finish this video because they're about to cut the grass. How many times you gotta cut your grass? The grass don't grow that fast. That's the other day they was cutting the grass. But anyway, he's a well-mannered person and all of that. He has gets a good haircut, I guess, because apparently hair types, the way your hair looks makes you seem like you're in a gang or whatever. That's what they say. And by they, y'all know who I'm talking about. He has a nice, already? Damn. Yeah, he's well put together. But even besides that, something could happen to him anytime he comes out. But as for other people, for example, my dad, he has dreads. You know, that's the most stereotypical thing for the white people to say, oh, he's in a gang. He has dreads. He wears jewelry. He sometimes sags, which I tell him to pull it up. Say he's in a car driving, they stop him. They see him, off the bat, they're gonna think he's in a gang or he's into something or he's suspicious of doing something. And it's not right at all. Because just because he looks like that doesn't mean he's part of anything like that. He's caring, he's loving, he's funny, he's always laughing. So much other things to say about him. He would not do anything violent to anybody if they don't give him a reason to. But these racist white cops, they wouldn't know that because they just see skin color, they see hair type, and they just go with whatever they be thinking. And also, here's the last thing I'm gonna two more things I'm gonna touch on. This video is getting long, so two more things. So then, during the riots, before the riots started, everything. Before the riots started, the looting started, the breaking windows, everything. There was this one white guy dressed in all black with a gas mask on. And apparently, he's the one that started the riots. He's the one who started breaking everything when everybody started joining. Now, I don't know if this is true. I don't know if they have proof or anything. I think they do. I have something that I think is proof. But basically, he's the one that started it. And basically, people think, or people are assuming that this is an undercover cop who started everything so that all this blame can be on us. But mind you, he's white and he's a cop who started all of this. He wanted this. They want this to happen so that it can look like we're the bad people. But basically, this is from T.I.'s post. He said this. He said, it was a video. He said, there are always have been plans sent to peaceful protests to turn them into riots. And apparently this been happening for multiple, not just this riot, but for multiple riots. Like an undercover white cop or undercover cop goes and starts the riots, and then everybody starts to follow because, like I said, when you see somebody doing anything, most people see somebody doing anything, and they follow it because probably they don't want to start it because they don't want to get in trouble. And once they see one person doing it and everybody started joining, that's how it happens. So they see this one person doing it, so they joined, and not knowing he's a white cop undercover, whatever. And there's actually a picture of him, the guy in all black with no gas mask on and in a uniform. And this is from Ava Marcy. Her name is. She's famous too. I think she's from Housewives or whatever. But yeah. It says this agent that started the riots in Minneapolis turns out to be Jacob Pedersen. I think Pedersen is Pedersen. A cop. The best part is that his ex-wife identified his ass. So his ex-wife identified him. And we don't know if it's true or not, but that's what they're saying. They said that his ex-wife identified him. another thing says, this is Jacob Peterson. According to these texts, his wife, fiance, identifies him. So they showed receipts. Identify him as the guy we saw on the video starting a riot. He broke windows at AutoZone, then attacked the woman who tried to stop him. The protest had not escalated yet. He shouldn't be allowed to get away with starting a riot. People are saying this sort of thing happened in St. Louis as well. Apparently there was a riot there too. This is not a new tactic. So they showed receipts. Do we know if it's true? But don't know if it's true, but they showed receipts. They showed receipts. And it's just crazy. Like I said, the system is rigged against us. Now, this is a major thing that I saw. This is a video. I'm not sure who posted this, but it's a video of, I guess something happened in court or whatever. And I guess they were protesting in court, and there was this one black guy who got up and went to the front of the court and started giving his opinions or whatever. And then the cops started coming towards him, and a lot of cops were coming towards him. A lot of white people stood their ground, came up and protected the black guy. Now, using your privilege like that is so touching. It's touching. They protected the guy, and the cops, surprisingly in the video, the cops were like avoiding the white people, like they were scared to touch them or something. Like they were trying to grab the black guy, and while the white people surrounded the black guy, they were like scared to touch the white people. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy to you? Like, they were trying so hard to touch the black guy and put him into cuffs, but the white people surrounded him and basically put a barrier against him and the cops, and the cops were really scared to touch the guy. Mind you, these white people were like in their faces, like back off, telling the cops to back off. One of them took out their baton, ready to hit the black guy, but as soon as the white person jumped in front of him, he backed off or went the other side. Using your privilege like that is very touching. It's helpful. Now, the other thing I've been seeing, all these white people that are obsessed with black music, black culture, everything. It's some of them that said something to this situation and agreed and actually saw that this is wrong and said something about it, but it's some people who are, it's some white people that are not saying anything about it. And like, please go away. Yeah, they just in their little hiding and not saying what they've done for killing innocent black people. We need to put them in jail. We need justice. And that's all I'm gonna say. Catch you on another video.